Tuscany. Tuscany is known for its landscapes, history, artistic legacy, and its influence on high culture. It is regarded as the birthplace of the Italian Renaissance and has been home to many figures influential in the history of art and science, and contains well-known museums such as the Uffizi and the Palazzo Pitti. Tuscany is also known for its wines, including Chianti, Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, Morellino di Scansano, Brunello di Montalcino and White Vernaccia di San Gimignano. Having a strong linguistic and cultural identity, it is sometimes considered a nation within a nation. Tuscany is the second most popular Italian region for travelers in Italy. The main tourist spots are Florence, Pisa, Castiglione della Pescaia, Grosseto and Siena. The town of Castiglione della Pescaia is the most visited seaside destination in the region, with seaside tourism accounting for approximately 40% of tourist arrivals. The Maremma region, Siena, Lucca, the Chianti region, Versilia and Val d'Orcia are also internationally renowned and particularly popular spots among travelers. 7 Tuscan localities have been designated World Heritage Sites: the historic center of Florence, the historical center of Siena, and the Medici villas and gardens. Tuscany has over 120 protected nature reserves, making Tuscany and its capital Florence popular tourist destinations that attract millions of tourists every year. In 2018, the city of Florence was the world's 51st most visited city, with over 5 million arrivals. Roughly triangular in shape, Tuscany borders the regions of Liguria to the northwest, Emilia-Romagna to the north, Marche to the northeast, Umbria to the east and Lazio to the southeast. The commune of Badia Tadalda, in the Tuscan province of Arezzo, has an exclave named Ca' Raffaello within Emilia-Romagna. Tuscany has a western coastline on the Ligurian Sea and the Tyrrhenian Sea, among which is the Tuscan archipelago, of which the largest island is Elba. Tuscany has an area of approximately 22,993 square kilometers of the region's total area, covering 15,292 square kilometers. Plains occupy 8.4% of the total area, 1,930 square kilometers, mostly around the valley of the Arno. Many of Tuscany's largest cities lie on the banks of the Arno, including the capital Florence, Empoli and Pisa. The climate is fairly mild in the coastal areas, and is harsher and rainy in the interior, with considerable fluctuations in temperature between winter and summer, giving the region a soil-building active freeze-thaw cycle, in part accounting for the region's once having served as a key breadbasket of ancient Rome. Sunflower field in Castiglione della Pescaia. Maremma Tuscan landscape near Siena. Hilly landscape in Val d'Orcia hills around Radicofani vineyard. In Tuscany Valley in San Gimignano. The pre-Etruscan history of the area in the Middle and Late Bronze parallels that of the archaic Greeks. The Tuscan area was inhabited by peoples of the so-called Apennine culture in the 2nd millennium BC, regarded as the oldest phase of Etruscan civilization. Saw Tuscany, and the rest of Etruria, taken over by chiefdoms. City-states developed in the late Villanovan before Orientalization occurred. The Etruscans created the first major civilization in this region, large enough to establish a transport infrastructure, to implement agriculture and mining, and to produce vibrant art. The Etruscans lived in the area of Etruria well into prehistory. The civilization grew to fill the area between the Arno and Tiber from the 10th century BCE, reaching its peak during the 7th and 6th centuries BC, finally succumbing to the Romans by the 1st century BCE. Despite being seen as distinct in its manners and customs by contemporary Greeks, the cultures of Greece, and later Rome, influenced the civilization to a great extent. One reason for its eventual demise was this increasing absorption by surrounding cultures, including the adoption of the Etruscan upper class by the Romans. Soon after absorbing Etruria under the Emperor Justinian, in the years following 572, the Lombards arrived and designated Lucca the capital of their subsequent Tuscia. Pilgrims traveling along the Via Francigena between Rome and France brought wealth and development. During the medieval period, the food and shelter required by these travelers fueled the growth of communities around churches and taverns. The conflict between the Guelphs and Ghibellines, factions supporting the papacy or the Holy Roman Empire in central and northern Italy during the 12th and 13th centuries, split the Tuscan people. The two factions gave rise to several powerful and rich medieval communes in Tuscany: Arezzo, Florence, Lucca, Pisa, and Siena. Balance between these communes was ensured by the assets they held. Pisa, a port; Siena, banking; and Lucca, banking and silk. But by the time of the Renaissance, Florence had become the cultural capital of Tuscany. One family that benefited F.